because Chicago was the city that got Kennedy elected.
Yeah.
Because Mayor Daley came and he was like, if you don't vote Kennedy, I'm gonna break your arm.
You know what? Richard Nixon, that's why he gave up that race, because he knew he didn't lose that race. He was like, man, you know what, man? If I try to fight this, man, it's gonna look bad, and I won't be electable in the future. So he let Kennedy win.
It's going so crazy though that back if Trump ran back then, he would be a liberal.
He would be a Democrat.
If Kennedy ran now, he would be a conservative.
He'd be a Republican.
That's how far gone we are, man.
That's the problem. The problem now, man, is there is no such thing now as a moderate Democrat. I mean, even though they claim, like you said, they claim Connor Lamb is.
No,
I mean, maybe, I guess. I mean, he's not as crazy, I guess, as the AOCs.
Yeah.
And all them.
He's a Pennsylvania rep.
Yeah, even though they cheated to get him in office.
That might get overturned.
What? Oh, so you heard about that lawsuit?
Yeah, Parnell might get in.
You know what? Because I said, and they used the same strategy that I said. I said the strategy should be from the door. This is what I said. By the way, I just went live on YouTube as a post show for 5 minutes. I came up with the strategy. I said this weeks ago. I said, matter of fact, I said it on Uncle Tom's Extravagance. I said the PA state legislator is the only person. They're the only group of people who can legislate how to get ballots. I said the governor and nobody else can mandate that they can't just send out ballots. You have to go through a process to get a mail-in ballot.
Yeah.
Like when I was talking to my one guy who I drive every other morning, he talked about the process that he's went through for years to get mail-in ballots, to get absentee ballots, because he can't go in to vote. And he says he has to fill out this, he has to fill out that, he has to prove his identity, his place of residence, and then and only then, after he writes his signature, because they have to match his signature with the ballot that he eventually is going to send back in. After he fills out a copy of that, has his signature, then they'll send him the actual mail-in ballot. They didn't do that at all for any of these people to get their mail-in ballots, and they subverted the entire legislative process to even get those mail-in ballots. So they should really, any absentee ballot that was got without that actual process should be nullified. So I said, I said weeks ago that they're going to end up throwing out all them votes, because all those votes are illegal, because you cannot make an executive decision even under a state of emergency. You can't write new legislative laws. Like there's nowhere in the state's constitution that says you can write new legislative laws under a state of emergency. And so that's the lawsuit that the representative guys filed. I don't know why President Trump didn't go that route from the beginning, because that's the route that I would have gone with. Because if you just take out the mail-in ballots, he wins the state. I mean, just easily. In like a huge landslide.
Work out. I think it's probably going to end up going to the Supreme Court, but it's going to work out. He's going to win.
And watch the payback when it goes to the Supreme Court. Because remember what Kamala Harris did in the hearing with Kavanaugh?
Exactly.
A gang rapist. I'm a gang rapist, huh? You just made that story up? Okay. And then
what about Clarence Thomas with
Biden? Yeah. Now you want to call him a sexist and sex offender. Meanwhile, can we bring up Joe Biden's sex offense that's still in litigation? Like
they don't want to talk about that.
Only people
they don't want to talk about that, man.
Up is news station in Australia. This girl had more witnesses than Kavanaugh. Ain't have no witnesses.
Right. They
had no witnesses.
And Christians want to talk about the immorality of Trump.
Exactly.
But you don't want to talk about the immorality of Biden,
right?
Who
says
racist stuff, who's a sex offender, whose son is a sex offender,
exactly,
pedophile, and then he's having his son make money for his family in foreign countries. His son's a crackhead,
taking kickback,
right?
What kind of crackhead runs $1 million business?
Right.
Meanwhile, they didn't talk for years about Trump, Russia.
Right.
Meanwhile, it's Joe Biden's son over here getting money on a salary that he doesn't even deserve to get from Russia because his father is the vice president.
Right.
And then now we're on immorality. Let's talk about Kamala Harris's immorality.
Well, they don't want to talk about that.
Now, she slept her way into politics with Willie Brown, who was a married man.
Committing adultery.
Which
is
hold on.
Kamala.
Hold on, man. Yeah. And you know what? This dude, like 4 years ago, caught Planned Parenthood in a meeting in a restaurant on video.
Oh, yeah.
Selling baby parts.
Exactly.
And she prosecuted him.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't trying to.
I saw that.
Let's talk about immorality if we're going to talk about it.
But that goes back to the sin that, like you mentioned before, that they have of partiality. Yep. A lot of people are just, a lot of Christians, they'll look at this sin and they'll act like it's the greatest, most appalling thing ever. But when they look at this over here, they'll be like, well, that's just a part of life. We don't need to talk about that. So they kind of pick and choose which one that they're going to be outraged with. It wouldn't matter what them people and which one that they're not going to be outraged with. As long as
they was against Trump.
That's true.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if they was a serial killer. They would have voted for him. That's how bad that was.
I hope it does get overturned.
Yeah, I think it will, man.
I hope that Conor Lamb election does get overturned because you know what? I thought the way that he got elected.
I think the one in Michigan, John James.
I don't think John James lost that race either. I don't think John James lost that race.
No,
right.
You got Conor Lamb in the House of Representatives because they cheated and redrew all the districts.
Yeah.
Because before it used to be a conservative district because it used to be basically I want to say the more well-off rich people would vote for the conservatives and they had more overwhelming numbers. Now they're going to redraw the district so that it includes all of the city and all the other part of the city down there. Like, we need to redraw this district because, we're not winning.
Supreme Court too.
Yeah.
That was bogus. I mean, that was just bogus to me. As soon as they did that, I was like, they're trying to cheat and get another seat in the House of Reps.
Right.
I said, they want to get this dude out of here. And they've been doing stuff like that for a long time. Allegheny County's been doing stuff like that for a long time.
Right.
Well,
gentlemen, look.
Yeah,
I gotta eat.
I just put y'all onto a post-show stream. But for people watching, man, you can listen to the whole Uncle Tom's Extravaganza over on Facebook. Just type it into your Facebook browser; it'll come right up. So, thanks once again, PJ, man. I really appreciate you coming on to the show, man.
Anytime, I'll do it.
Yes, sir.
I like talking and have fellowship with y'all, man.
Yes, sir.